Okay, so I got my very first cast here in Mexico. It's a very lame story. I was walking around doing some errands. It's been raining lately, so the sidewalk has been slick, and I slipped and fell on my left arm, which created a hairline fracture. Pretty lame. My elbow seems to be fine, which was pretty much my number one concern. So I waited a little bit, but ended up going to the doctor's. Got an x-ray to make sure that nothing was like fully broken. So nothing is broken, but we do have a hairline break. And yeah, so the doctor pretty immediately put a cast on me. The process took maybe an hour and a half total for like the doctor visit, the x-ray, the putting on of the cast. And the total cost was $500 for seeing the doctor, $500 for the cast, and $400 for the x-ray. That's all in pesos, of course. So it's a little more than 70 US dollars that I spent yesterday to get the cast. I know for sure that x-ray, which was 400 pesos, had to be paid in cash. I paid my doctor in cash. He might actually take a card, but I'm just very much in the habit of using cash. So I wanted to note that as a resident of Mexico, I actually could have gone to the public hospital, which is honestly not much farther away, and probably gotten the x-ray and the actual doctor visit for free. I do not know if the cast would have been free, but I could have definitely paid much less. I opted, especially because I was dragging my son everywhere, to go for the easier route of going to a private doctor and a private x-ray office and all of that. So it could have been less expensive had I gone that route. But of course, a public hospital probably would have more of an emergency room environment where first come, first serve, triage. I might have been waiting longer. And honestly, I was in too much pain to want to do that if I didn't have to. So luckily when I called my doctor, he said he was available, I think 30 minutes from the time I called him. So I opted to go with him, knowing that he costs generally 500 pesos per visit. Could have gone cheaper, but for me it was worth it to go to a private doctor. But just wanted to share that, especially as a resident, I probably could have gotten this for free or closer to free. Now, unfortunately, yesterday was Saturday, so on Monday, I will be going to purchase a sling. In the meantime, I do have like a scarf that I've been using. My makeshift, what's it called? Sling, my makeshift sling. But the scarf will slip during the day. So having an actual sling, like something with a Velcro tie, will be much easier to deal with. So much better. I am super grateful that my son is 13, so he can pretty much do everything, not only for himself, but for me. Things Alex had to help me with yesterday are like opening jars because my left hand has no grip whatsoever. So basically I'm down to one hand right now. Pouring the garrafon of water. It's a two-hand lift for me to pour the garrafon. I'll show you the empty bottle. So this is one of our empty bottles. So yeah, pouring this when it's full is impossible with one hand, in my opinion. It is very, very difficult for Alex with two hands, but not impossible. So he's gonna be responsible for the water for at least the next 2 to 8 weeks. I'm holding it with my hand right now because I'm too lazy to put the sling on. But the doctor did mention that one of the differences between the US and Mexico, now he said Mexico, but part of me wonders if he just means the Chiapas, which is the particular part of Mexico I'm in. I imagine Mexico City, maybe even Merida, would have this capability, but here in the Chiapas, he does not have the capability to give me a plastic cast, which he said would have 2 main benefits. The number one benefit would be that it's lighter, and so just during the day, you know, maneuvering my arm would be much easier because the cast would be lighter and therefore it would put less strain on my arm that is broken. And the second great thing apparently about a plastic cast is you can take a shower in it. And so for myself, for the next week, I'm told literally not to remove this at all, even though this is a half cast, by the way. So the bottom part is a cast and the top part, they just wrapped it in it, so the plaster's only on the bottom. But for the first week, he wants me to literally not take it off at all. The second week, he said I can take it off to take a shower and then just wrap it back up. But if I had a plastic cast, then I could just take a shower apparently from the beginning, which would be nice. So yeah, For the next 2 weeks, we will pretty much be completely wearing the cast. After the 2 weeks, my doctor will reevaluate and start me on physical therapy because obviously while it's in the cast, the bone will be healing, but all the muscle around it will be getting very, very weak. So yeah, just thought I'd give you an update on the arm. Wish me happy healing. And my normal tripod that I use is a 2-hand job as well, and I'm not forcing my son to constantly put my phone in and out. So I'm mostly just propping my phone everywhere. So yeah, the angles are gonna be different.